I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, what is this sticking out on the side of the frame? Well, if you weren't thinking about that before, you are now. This is the Hollyland Mars 400S. And even if you have seen some of the, reviews online, you might still have questions. Why would I need it? Can I use it as a wireless focus pulling monitor? What about the app and how well does it work? And even if you've seen some of the reviews online, I bet you can learn something new today. I'm going to put it in the frame so it looks proper trippy for you. So before we're going to go to the 400S, the S means SDI. So basically on the side over here, there is also an SDI support. So if you have a camera that, needs SDI video or video input or outputs, then this works for HDMI and SDI both. But if SDI is not important to you, then there is actually just HDMI version available, which actually in my case would have been much better than this one, because the HDMI version has an HDMI loop. So basically you can feed it back to your monitor from the camera to there to the monitor, and it costs actually less. So basically there is Mars 400S, which is this system over here, that costs around $650. Then there's the Mars 400, which is just with HDMI, that is $540. And then there is Mars 300, which is $450. That one has HDMI and HDMI loop, but it does not have the app. So I think you can kind of forget about the Mars 300 one and then just go with this 400 or 400S. So basically, I've been testing this out for quite a while now. I don't know if you remember the live stream we did where we unboxed this thing, and so I've been putting it through the paces and just trying it out and seeing what it really is like. Now, I've got to say, a kind of spoiler for the whole review is that I'm truly impressed how well it works and how good of the product is. At first, I'm thinking £650 or dollars. That is a lot of money. But if you think of all the features it's gonna give you, you quickly see that, wow, this is really worth the money. And how hassleless this is to use, that just is worth the money on its own. I wanna talk about the app. So basically you can connect up to 4 devices to this system. So one transmitter from the camera over here, as you can see on that angle over there. You can connect 2 receivers to that over there. So one over here, and if you want to, you can buy another one, and that. Plus on top of that, 4 devices. And the other 4 devices can be Android or iOS devices. iPads, pads, Galaxy Tabs, anything that is Android or iOS works. This is often very much overlooked in the reviews on YouTube. This app is unbelievable, and I haven't seen anything like that in the world. Okay, so this is something new to me, and I want to take a second to look at the app just to show you that even if you get the app or just for the app functions on their own, it's almost worth its money. I'm also going to show you how to use the app and some of the things, because the instructions of the product online or on paper are very confusing, especially in English. If you can speak Chinese, then there's much more, information out there. But for the English users, there's not much out there. So if you're going to watch this and thinking how to use it, you're also going to have the benefits of knowing how to use it. So to use the app, you're going to have to disable your mobile data. So cellular data, turn that off, 4G, exit off. And then you have to turn on your location data. Then it's going to turn on. Then Wi-Fi connect to the Wi-Fi over there of this device. If you don't know what the password for that is, you can go on the menu of that transmitter, and then you can see the password over there. And mine on default was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you can try that. But basically, I'm going to connect to it, and very quickly, it's just going to connect to it. And let me turn the volume down. It also transmits audio, guys. So this is absolutely like one of the features that just blows my mind. Okay, so basically, if you are using maybe Rode Wireless Go or whatever, and you're actually recording the audio for your shoot onto the camera as well, you can give the phone or tell your client, actually put your headphones in, take your phone out, put your headphones in, and listen to what I'm doing. And they can hear the audio and video at the same time. Now that is new, I haven't seen that before, okay? and that is just fantastic. It's not just like a monitoring app. It just basically creates your phone into a professional, you know, camera monitoring device, because there's so many monitoring features and assist features over here. So let me show you quickly. So first of all, the cool thing is that on the left side, if you swipe your finger up, it's going to turn up the brightness of your screen. So you can very easily adjust the brightness of the screen. As you can see on the right side of the screen, if you press up and down, you can turn on the volume. And it's going to be quite trippy at the moment, so I'm not going to do that over here, but you know, that's how you can turn on the volume. When you tap on the screen, you can see loads of these assist features on the bottom, okay? So you've got some, you know, waveforms, and if you hold on to it, you can see how much transparency of the background of the waveforms, you can do that. So basically, tap on the logo, you get the feature. If you hold on to it, you get like another options to change some things, transparency. You get focus peaking, change the colors, thresholds, everything, zebras. As you can see, we have frame. Okay, there's loads of different frame options over here, and you know, if you want to shoot different aspect ratio, whatever, frame guidance. You can also magnify certain things. So quickly have like, okay, so am I in focus? Magnify. Ah, yeah, there we go. Okay, so we can make it large, medium, small, and change the color of the box. That is just really awesome. So I know that my hat is in focus at the moment. As you can see, it's pretty awesome. You can, you know, change it around as well. Just pull it around with your finger on the screen. Next, we have false color. That is awesome. And often when I get the false color feature, you just get the false color without the actual meterings on or IRE ratings, numeric values. So if you hold it down, then you can see the numeric values, and that actually guides you that, okay, I have around 76 or something on this side. That is quite good exposure. Then we have monocolor. If you want 3D LUT, just put a LUT on if you want. There is few already applied. So Sony S-Log, Canon logs, things like that. So you can also add your own LUT. So if you're shooting on log, right, and your client's like, why is the picture very, very gray and like washed out? Then you say, okay, there you go. Send them your LUT on email or on WhatsApp or anything. Boom, they just upload it here. Oh, it's fixed. Just these features, absolutely amazing. Now, that is even not the best features, okay? So this is for like, if you want to shoot on this and use this as your reference monitor or monitoring of the camera. Next of all, if let's say your client is there, they can take a picture of the screen over here and say, actually, let me just take a picture. Boom. Do you know what? Can you actually, they can draw on the picture. And you know, this, can you actually take this out of the frame? And as you can see, you're not exactly in the middle of here. So can you put your head in the middle over here? You know, line these up. That is saved already into your gallery. So if you want to get back to your gallery, it's very easy. Just going to your 3 dots, Hollyview album, go there and you can see that photo. You can easily send it over there to your client as well. At the moment, that send button over here is grayed out because I am not connected to the internet. It knows there's no internet, so you can't send it. So if you want to do it, pop on your mobile data or turn the Wi-Fi off and then just send it to someone, and then there you go. They can also record the screen. So let's say that you have a take, you press record, you know, you have your camera take, you know, and you don't have to share the files with them. They can actually create their own copy of the files, or like just like a demo files, what it looks like. Okay, yeah, we got the take done. Let's have a look, and we can view it back and you can see what it is like. Guys, this is absolutely fantastic. I can't tell you how awesome these features are, okay? So then you can lock the screen, so when you tap the screens or whatever, you're not getting any of the assist features on, so it's just clean view. If you tap it on again and unlock it, then there we go, that's how you use the app. So I don't know about you, but this to me is seriously, seriously amazing. And it just works, right? I've had some, you know, wireless video transmitting app devices before, like Axon Cine, and that does not work as well as this. You just connect to it and it's just stable. You never lose your Wi-Fi connection on your phone. It's just solid, it just works. And when you lose it, it just connects back really quickly. There's no bugs, no errors. It just works. And honestly, that is worth the money. How much headache you're gonna lose by just giving this to your client who wants to constantly look over your shoulder. The only bad side I can think about the app is that there is no grid option. So if you're using this as your actual monitor of your camera, let's say, then you don't have 9 grids, but I'm hoping Hollyland will update the app and just add the grid option over there as well, just to have a 9 grid over there. So I mentioned the first reason why to get it is to get rid of the client on your back. Second reason that you might be wondering is should you get this for your wireless follow focus operator, you know, to send the video to them so they can pull focus. Now for this, if you're looking for this product to use it in that way, this is probably not the best product, because there is a latency on the video, and even though it could work if you're not moving, you know, very fast moving objects or things like that, it could work, but it's just not perfect. Let me just close the window, can't handle it. If you have been actually wondering why does this look purple over here, it's not actually purple, because look, if I just turn the camera, there's like different colors going around over there. It must be just the IPS panel doing some funny stuff. But for me, it looks actually perfect colors like you would see, you know, over here. So the advertised latency is 0.1 seconds, but when I tested the latency, it's more like 0.25 or 0.26, between 0.24 and 0.26 latency. So that's this like smallest latency I got, and I tested them right next to each other in the same room. Obviously, if you go further away, the latency might get a bit bigger, depends what mode you use. There's also 3 different modes you can use for this wireless video transmitting. One is the speed mode, so it's basically just make sure that the latency is the lowest, but the video quality might suffer a little bit when using that mode. Then there is a balance mode, and then there is a picture quality mode. So picture quality obviously puts emphasis on the picture quality, make sure that your picture quality is the highest quality, and the balance mode is kind of trying to do both, you know, as fast as possible and as good of a picture quality as possible. The picture loss is over HDMI. It's not noticeable really on the small reference monitor, but if you're planning to record the video wirelessly, like let's say if this was like Atmos Ninja Inferno or Ninja 5 or something like that, Atmos monitor, and I can record on here, then there's a definitely quality loss over the HDMI like that. If you want to record, always use cables. So for focus pulling, 0.25 seconds, it might be a problem if there's lots of moving objects or constantly moving, you're constantly behind or moving to the focus later. So it could be an issue. Another thing is if you're doing a lot of studio shoots, or maybe you're going on a shoot somewhere and you have maybe, you know, your client or some other people who need to look at the monitor and make sure that either the audio is working, the picture is how they want it, the, you know, models are dressed properly, whatever, things like that. You can transfer this video obviously wirelessly via this, and that is absolutely awesome feature, because they also include an AC adapter just for that reason, which means you can just plug that AC adapter in over here, which is 6 to 16 volts DC adapter, and it also screw in one. So basically if someone trips on the wire, it's not going to pull it out, it's just going to maybe yank it a little bit, but it's not going to fall out if someone just yanks on the wire. So that's good. Just put that on the side of the room somewhere, give them a big TV, let them just watch it on a big TV. So some of the good points of what I actually love, apart from what I've already mentioned, are that the build quality is top-notch. Metal, everything is nice, even to the turn on button. It's not like holding down some kind of circle little thing. There is actual switch. You're like, you know, plane cockpit, on. There's an actual switch that flicks. I just love these small details. The actual body of here is a little bit waved body. It's because the body actually acts as a heatsink as well, because it does get a little bit hot, which brings me to the next point. There is a fan inside. So when you turn something on and you know there's a fan inside, you know it's a high quality product. So I'm quite, you know, surprised about that. You don't have to worry about it overheating. I've used it in a very hot room, which is it is in at the moment. And it's been on for ages and hours and hours and hours. It doesn't overheat. That's why the fan is over there. So I don't think you need to worry about that. Another cool little thing is it comes with an extra antenna. Okay, if you lose one or one breaks, it's already one in the box. You don't have to go to the shop to find another one. Another tip over here is that sometimes your Wi-Fi router comes with a longer and better antennas, and you can actually in theory get a better signal by upgrading the antennas over here and getting a better range over here. Mentioning about the range, you're probably wondering, does it actually work, you know, in the advertised range? So the advertised range is 400 feet, which is, I think, 120 meters. If you're using the device to the device and in line of sight, you can actually get about 3 times in that. And we did a test over there. We went outside, just did on line of sight. It is absolutely fantastic. I was about 350 meters away, roughly around, you know, 3 times the length, and the video was perfect on the screen. I got no jittering, no nothing. It was perfect. As soon as I stepped behind a post or anything, it lost the connection. So make sure that you are within the range. Now, the important thing to notice over here is that that range numbers actually affect only when you're transferring from one device to the other one and using the HDMI signal, you know, on a monitor. When you're using the phone, it is not as good. The phone already tripped out on 100 meters. It was just gone, nothing there. So the phone, like, kind of safe zone, I would say, is between 50 max 60, 70 meters in absolute maximum to get a good signal. But if you're in the same room, that shouldn't be a problem. So I'm very impressed with the range. And even if I went behind the post or something like that, you know, it said, oh, lost connection, no connection, and stepped out from behind the post, and it connected really fast back to it. I didn't have to go and reconnect or press buttons. It did it automatically, which is fantastic. You don't need to worry about your monitors. They kind of do their own thing and constantly figure out if this is the best channel. If you don't know which channel to choose, they have an option on the device to actually click and scan the channels around and find the best, more stable channel to use, and they do it themselves. How good is that? Now, if you go in with this model, which has the SDI option, then that is a bit more future-proof as well. So know if you're maybe a future camera that you're about to purchase, let's say your business is going to take up, and you know, next year in 6 months you're going to buy a bit more cinema camera that has SDI output, then you can use this on your new camera as well, which is good. So this 400S is a little bit more future-proof, just gives you the option of HDMI or SDI. As much as I love this device, everyone has their quirks and bad sides. So let me quickly tell you these as well, so you have kind of a comprehensive overview of the device. So I mentioned that before, but the latency is not 0.1, it's more like 0.25, which is what I tested, the lowest I got. Second of all, it would be nice for that price to get an actual carrying case or something with it that you can carry them in. So once you've taken them out from the box, it's very awkward to put them back because you have to take the antennas off and put them back in there. They're very tight, so it doesn't fit in there, but it would be good to have a carrying case where you can slot them in. I don't think no one would actually complain if we got a carrying case with it. Third of all, is the customer service. Okay, so because Hollyland, you know, we were in contact, we were trying to make this video happen and things like that. I'm not sure if they or that person who I was in contact represents the whole customer service, but I had a little bit of a chicken to pluck, or what's the word? A bit of a, let's say, wasn't the nicest customer service, or that connection wasn't the nicest. Now, I was in contact with another person as well who was a little bit better, but I didn't get like the very welcoming customer service vibes from when contacting with them. Now, I can't say this for the whole customer service, but I just felt like for the comprehensiveness of this review, I have to mention that because this might be very important for some people who are looking for the post-purchase customer service and, you know, being in contact, trying to get some answers and things like that. You know, it could be a little bit iffy, so I'm not sure in that area about that. It's not that big of a bad side, but just a clarification for you, there is no batteries inside the box. This device uses the Sony batteries, the Sony F batteries. So if you're purchasing this system, you're gonna have to pay extra to get the batteries. The device has a USB-C port on one of the sides over here. Both of them have. And I thought, oh, that would be brilliant to power these devices on a power bank. You know, just plug in a USB-C cable and then there you go, it's powered. But no, that is not possible. This is just for firmware upgrade. I think it's because USB-C, you can't transfer as much power or voltage over the USB-C. I'm not sure, but you know, would be nice to have. So another thing is the fan noise. If you're planning to use them in a studio, maybe monitoring yourself or something like that in a situation like this here, then the fan noise might be an issue for you. I'm not sure if you can hear it over here, but let me just quickly shut up and tell you. It is definitely audible fan noise, and for me, this is not acceptable. If I had a boom mic over here, then it would definitely pick this up. It's just like a side noise. So just another thing to notice is if you have mics very close, the fans might pick them up a little bit. And last of all, this is not so much of a Hollyland issue, whereas more like for mirrorless camera issue, but when you're plugging in your HDMI on your Sony cameras, that's what I'm using over here, and I'm not sure if this is on all of the mirrorless cameras, but when you're plugging it in and using, you know, the wireless transmitter, plugging it straight over there, even on a monitor, you're gonna lose some features on your mirrorless camera. First of all, the screen goes black unless you've got some of the latest versions of the camera, but even if you have the latest version of the camera, you're gonna lose the face tracking autofocus feature. So it's not tracking the face anymore, which is just a bit of a bummer. So Sony, please fix that. Apart from that, this is an absolutely awesome product, and I think if you put all of these things together, I think it's worth its price for sure. If you're looking for something similar from other companies like Teradect, you're gonna pay about 3 times, if not 4 times, the price of what they are, and they even have the app feature, which just blows my mind. So guys, if you have any other questions about this, I'm happy to answer them in the comment section below. This is the review of Hollyland 400S. The links, as always, are in the description. Hit that like button, it actually makes a difference. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Adios.